Doxing happens when someone's personal information like addresses, phone numbers, or even their social security number is shared online with the intent to threaten them. Now, the intent is an important part here because sharing the information in itself is not a crime and is protected by free speech. The problem, lawmakers say, is when that personal information, which in the case of political figures is publicly available, is shared to inflict some kind of harm. In more severe cases, people will use that information to make fake bomb threats or swatting calls to a person's home, something that many lawmakers had to deal with during last year's redistricting battle in Indiana. At the federal level, doxing is punishable by law when done with malicious intent and some kind of harm results from it. But several states have already passed their own doxing laws because they feel that federal statute is not strong enough. Senator Vanita Becker, who introduced Senate Bill 140, says Indiana is next on that list.
I'm just making it a crime if it's just a misdemeanor if they do it and nobody gets hurt. But if somebody gets hurt, it could turn into a number 5 felony. So we're trying to do what we can to discourage this kind of behavior.
Now, Senator Becker doesn't anticipate much pushback on this bill. In fact, several senators are listed as co-authors and are also working on turning it into law, but some feel that the language needs to be reworked before they can support it. Now, one of those senators is Senator Liz Brown right here, who says that the bill's usage of the word co-workers when referring to people close to a victim of doxing is too broad and needs to be narrowed down. But a bigger concern that she has with the bill is how difficult it will be to prove the intent to threaten. She says there are already laws in place to prohibit swatting or really making any kind of false report to law enforcement and to prohibit threatening. So making the doxing itself, just the sharing of information, illegal doesn't feel necessary.
You know, I can even say so-and-so works at this place and they're a horrible person. You know, don't shop there anymore. That's not a threat, right? So releasing the information, I think people are misunderstanding that by releasing this information, it's a crime. It's not, but I think it's going to be very difficult to prove.
The Corrections and Criminal Law Committee is amending this bill. We'll keep you updated as it moves through the Statehouse. Reporting in studio, Eddie Rexidler, 21 Alive News.